What's up, people? I am back for another video. Sorry, guys, I fell asleep. I dozed off. I was supposed to do this yesterday, but today we are doing. It's not necessarily the last Police Academy film, but this one will probably be the last one I review. I'm gonna maybe sometime next week check out Police Academy 5, but I don't think I'm gonna review it. It'll probably just be just to check it out. But I'm probably I've been told this is a good point to stop. Is at 4. So that's kind of what I'm gonna do, at least review wise, anyway. But Police Academy 4 is probably my favorite sequel of them because I don't get me wrong, I love 2 and 3, but Commander Mauser was great. But having Commander Harris back, I'm not gonna lie, was it definitely makes that's kind of what pushes it up a little bit for me is having him back. I loved him in the first one. I loved how much of a hard ass he was, and even you still have that with Mahone. They also have young David Spade playing. I'm pretty sure one of the I think Kyle and Harris. He played one of them. It was cool having him back. Zed, in my opinion, Zed and Harris are probably some of my favorite scenes in the movie. Is when Zed and Harris have an interaction. It's fucking great. I think this one has the funniest characters. Miss Feldman, the old lady who's all gung ho about joining the police force. So pretty much the premise is Commander Lazard feels like the police are overworked. So he makes this program where pretty much citizens can pretty much help police. And Commander Harris wants to get rid of it. So he takes over. And it's kind of like the first one. He wants to make them quit and all that. And yeah, it's a great fucking movie. I think it has the perfect chemistry, the right amount of hilarity, with Larvell Jones, with Miss Feldman, the scene where she uses the fucking gun and she goes flying is great. I love the soundtrack of the movie. Even the chase scene where Harris is chasing Kyle and Harry, I think was the other one's name. And I thought they were fun characters to be added. They kind of reminded me, obviously, that they were kind of going for like Mahoney from the first one, fucking with Commander Harris all the time. So Zed gets a love interest in this movie. Support a girl. She's alright character, she was just kind of there for me, but it's alright. There's no real villain of the movie because they end up accidentally letting criminals out towards the end of the movie. The team have to save him, but there's no real villain. But you get another gag with the Blue Oyster Bar, which is pretty great. Probably one of my favorite things, specifically with Larvell Jones' character, is when he does the fucking karate. He does the martial arts movie dubbing, and he's he does it. And the fact he does that for real. He actually does that for real. He actually, those sounds, he does those for real. So the fact he could just 100% nail, when he does the dubbing for the martial arts movies, he's trying to sound like he's from those old, karate martial arts movies, he fucking nails it, because the dubbing is like that. So, all around great movie, I actually think it's a good way to end it too, so I'm okay with this one being it for me, mainly canon-wise. I'm still gonna see 5 just to check it out, but I don't plan on reviewing it, but I definitely do want to at least talk about 5 for a little bit, so we'll definitely review that. I'll watch that and I might mention it sometime next week during whatever video. But yeah, so I would give this one a 9 out of 10. This is probably my second favorite Police Academy movie after the first one. I'm not gonna lie, it feels good having Commander Harris back. Mauser was great, but having Harris back was nice. Even though he was gone for a couple of movies, for him just coming right back, and he just, it's he never left, So, later today, probably in a couple hours, I'm gonna be reviewing Possession. It's this very I've not seen the whole movie. I've just seen clips, and my God, it looks so fucking batshit. Like it is like batshit is probably even being nice. You have it's a Sam Neill's in it. I can't even really explain the movie just from the the condensed version I saw. Because I saw like one someone like break it down and riff on it, but I've never actually seen it all the way through. So just from the performance I saw, my God, Sam Neill, it's a very bad shit movie. So I'm interested to see where we go with that. So that's gonna be my movie this week for Bad Movie Wednesday. Tomorrow we'll be doing Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. So I'm gonna be watching that. I actually might even we'll see. I might watch it tonight. We'll see how tonight goes, but if not, I'll definitely watch it tomorrow. But anyway, yeah, other than that, I'm gonna get started here. So the movie starts. We see it just starts off well. Like when I already saw, like, oh my God, we got Commander Harris back. I was like, oh, okay. So Lazar thinks that the police are understaffed, so he makes this program called the Citizens on Patrol, or COP, who are like civilians, or there to help the police with some of their cases. And Harris and some of the other officers don't like it. So, obviously, kind of like it has a mix of like Police Academy 2, a little bit, or not 2, 3. I meant to say 3. Because you have the element of the original recruits from the first movie have to train the new recruits now, including some of the recruits from the last one, like Zed and the guy with the glasses from the last movie. Talsbury comes back. Hooks. It was cool seeing Hooks back. I always loved, Larvell Jones, Mahoney. I'm happy they brought Zed back. Zed is like probably one of my favorite characters of like the newer crop of characters. I thought he was great. Miss Feldman is one of the recruits. This reporter lady. The Kyle and Harry, who are like skaters, skater kids, who are kind of forced because they have a chase scene with Harris through like a mall, and he ends up, getting caught. And instead of getting sent to jail, Mahoney offers the kids to basically join the program, and Harris ends up becoming in charge of the recruits. And basically, kind of like the first movie, he's trying to force them to quit, kind of deal. And yeah, he's fucking great in this movie. Because I was don't get me wrong, Mauser was good. I really liked Mauser from the last 2, I would say, 2 films. But I'm not gonna lie, having Harris back, it's like he never left. It really does feel like he never left. It's just, he really is able to have that same chemistry, and he brings it, that obviously super strict attitude, and it's like great. And him and Mahoney have a great back and forth still, so we have a scene where Harris gets people, prank him still, so he ends up going to the gay bar, the Blue Oyster Bar. That was pretty funny. And throughout the film, Zed starts falling for this reporter girl. I think her name's Laura, and then Mahoney has a thing for this girl. I'll be honest, I did not catch the girl's name. She's like another recruit who Mahoney starts having the hots for throughout the film, who, I'll admit, she was kind of there for me. She's like probably one of the only few characters that was just like just there, you know. But so uh, the next scene is Mahoney ends up having a not Mahoney. Harris feels like he has a reason now. Well before that, Hightower, Mahoney and Jones Larvell basically prank the recruits because they feel like they're ready to take down some criminals, so they pose as like some criminals, including one who's like almost like a Jason like character. It was pretty funny. Like I think this movie was genuinely funny. The scene with Miss Feldman using the gun and she just kind of flies is pretty funny, but she's actually pretty good with it. And the scene where she does like she's actually pretty good at martial arts. It's an all around just funny movie. Like I think what makes these movies work is they don't overdo it with the gags. That's why I think Police Academy just came out at the right time. They weren't just spamming jokes, which unfortunately nowadays, not all the time. I'm not saying every movie does this, but there's definitely some movies where they overdo a gag way too much. It's like back then they knew like how to have like the right balance and not spam a joke like they do nowadays, you know. Um, but so something happens where basically the program is almost threatened, and and Harris has his reason to get rid of it, but they manage to right the wrong, and while this goes down, they end up accidentally letting out some criminals, including some ninjas. So yeah, there were ninjas in this movie, and the fact that they still worked, it is great. It's not like over the top. Oh, they're ninjas. Okay, now like it jumped the shark. Like no, like it works because in general these movies are a bit over the top. Even the first one, so it kind of works. So you can just kind of accept that. The team, including the new recruits, managed to save uh, Harris and his partner throughout the film. Oh, there's a gag. I should have mentioned it where Harris was trying to climb a gate. This is when he was chasing the kids into the mall, and he ends up tearing his pants. It was pretty funny. But so yeah, he ends up saving his partner. Him and his partner, the kids do, and the recruits pretty much become cops. So kind of like a similar ending to the original. Zed gets the girl along with Mahoney. He gets the girl, and yeah, movie pretty much ends there. Kind of like similar to the other police academies. They win the day. We have a ceremony. Mahoney's and like a hot air balloon with the girl. I'll be honest, I don't remember her name. Other than that, I really did enjoy this one. I really think this is my favorite of the sequels. It felt like the first one. Like it really did. It's probably I like all of them though. At least up until now, I've liked all four. I would say I guess if I had to rank them, 1, 4, 3, 2, and I like 2, but 2 is probably just these 4 movies is probably the weak just by ranking. It's probably in the bottom, but I still think it's a good movie. I actually really like 3. So that's why it was up there, but 4 does beat it, in my opinion. I think, not gonna lie, having Harris back really just, it's like, wow, man. It's like, the crazy thing is, like, he never left. It's like, he might as well have been here for, like, all the movies up until this point. Because it's like, man, I liked some of the new recruits. Mrs. Feldman was funny. She was probably, of, like, the new ones, was probably my favorite. I thought the Skater Kids were funny. I had a good soundtrack. They had the right amount of gags. Fun all around. Just a great movie. I think it had the right amount of comedy, like the first one did. So that's why I think this one to me is probably my second favorite of the franchise after the first one. But yeah, so this one I'd give like a 9 out of 10. I really liked it, especially as a comedy. I will watch 5 next week. I don't think I'm gonna review it though. I might mention it in a video, but I don't think I'll review it. But I will watch it just to see like because I know I've been told I should stop at 4, but I do want to check out 5 and see if it is that bad. Then maybe yeah, I'm probably just gonna stop at 5. I don't plan on watching the other ones. I don't think there needs to be like 7 police academies. I just think that's I think 4 works. Just that's the perfect amount of Police Academy movies. Maybe 5 if you want to push it, but I think 4 though is like the perfect amount. So, anyways, guys, I'm gonna end it here. Later today, I will be reviewing Possession. Very bad shit movie. Just from the condensed version I saw, it is fucking bad shit. So I can only imagine watching it all the way through. So it'll be an interesting review though. So we're talking about that later. But other than that, I'm in here.